So, we all knew that the extra link mechanic was going to be used at some point during this series, and I think for the final antagonist of this season of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, using that against Yusaku really was good. For those that actually don't follow the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, the extra link mechanic is a real thing. It's basically where you get a monster from your link zone, because you can only own one of them, the other one belongs to your opponent, and if you can get that monster's link markers to point and go all the way using all the different monsters to point to the other zone. If that monster points into that zone, then you're able to use that zone and your opponent is not. And it really showed in this episode as well. I honestly felt like Yusaku was really on the back foot. He was literally beaten down so much. Revolver said it best, you have 50 life points left. I own both of the extra monster zones. As well, you have no cards left in your hand. If you have any cards left in your hand at one of the end of the turns, I'm just going to blow you up and I can get rid of your back row whenever I feel like it. So that was really awesome. And the fact that you had all those different monsters. He used like 16 monsters to get out the 4 link monsters he got out before. And then I think he used a couple more to get out the 5th one. But like, he used a minimum of 16 monsters to get all those cards out. That's insane. The point I'm trying to make is, sometimes it's quite difficult to make an antagonist of a series really threatening. And to make us believe that the main character is in a dire situation. I imagine there's a lot of you out there now that know for a fact that Yusaku will not lose this duel. However, I honestly feel a little bit 50-50. I think it is possible that Revolver could win, because I could see sort of an ending where Yusaku's trying his best and then he's just like, well, I tried my best, but unfortunately I failed. Because what a character to lose against, someone as powerful as Revolver. But yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that Yusaku's going to lose this duel. There's a bit too much at stake. Revolver will lose. But yeah, let's see. Talking about some of the monsters that Revolver got out in the field, he got obviously his Borrelode Dragon, his Topologic Bomber Dragon, I think was still on the field. He got a new monster called Borrel Guard Dragon. He also got his Topologic Gambler Dragon back out, which had a very, very broken ability. I think it was summoned to an extra linked zone. So you specifically had to build that circuit to be able to summon it to this zone for it to use this ability. You can get rid of all cards in your opponent's hand, and they take, what, was it 3,000 damage for each card? Or they just take 3,000 damage altogether, which is insane. I honestly didn't know how Yusaku was going to get out of this situation. Yusaku had that trap card that allowed him to halve the damage, and then halve it again for every card that he threw away, which was drop Plain Wedge. There was something about that card that I really liked, because if you've ever watched the series called Fate, in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, spoiler I guess, Archer uses an ability where he makes this big shield around him and it sort of stops the attack on each level kind of thing, and that's kind of what happened there. The 2 cards made 2 layers and the layers broke to sort of halve and then halve the damage again, so I thought that was really awesome. In a way it was kind of broken, the way that Revolver was getting all his monsters out. He would use something to bring back one of the Code Talkers, then he would use his mini Borrel Dragon to tribute that to bring that monster back, and then he'd be able to get 2 monsters out in the field, bring them all together, and then he'd make a new monster, and he was kind of able to recycle this by getting rid of one of the trap cards on his side of the field. So this is where we found out what the evolution of the Mirror Force card was. What could be stronger than Mirror Force, as broken as a card that is? And that is a full field of awesome monsters along with Gambler Dragon, whatever it's called. Now, before I continue praising this episode, I do want to say a big criticism that I do have at the moment with this duel. Something that I kind of had a problem with to begin with is the stakes of this duel. Now, there's real people's lives on the line, of course, all the people that have been absorbed into the Tower of Hanoi, so we want to save those people. That is good. That's a fine thing to look for. However, if Revolver wins, it means the destruction and annihilation of the VRAINS world. Basically, the internet. The internet is going. So, yes, a lot of people will be in a bit of trouble with that internet and things like that, but not that big of an issue. And my only reason of bringing this up now, when we go to reality and we see that, I forget his name, is it Naoki, the fanboy of Playmaker? He's watching all this on a laptop in a cafe, and if we look in the background, we can see all these people that just don't care, or they're just completely oblivious to what's happening. They're just there drinking coffee. So, I don't know, I think the weight of this isn't that strong. No one seems to care, really. I don't know, we haven't had really a shot of like loads of people in a town or something like saying, come on, Playmaking, you can do this. Unless I've completely forgot it. The only people that seem to care at the moment are, of course, Playmaker's accomplice, Kusanagi, and the guy, Naoki, that's watching it. So that's my only real problem, is the weight behind this duel. But, yeah. My only issue. When Yusaku's at his lowest with the 50 life points, the speech that gets him to stand back up is from Ignis, where Ignis is saying, I don't want you to lose, I don't want to be erased, I've got so much to live for, I have friends I need to get back to, I have a home that I want to return to. And Yusaku asks him to tell him more about the Cyberse world, and he does. This is like, it's not the place that Revolver is describing, it's a nice place, we all hang out, we all make these creatures. I was a little bit lazy there, so I got shouted at every now and then, but it's a place that I want to return to. And when Ignis says to Yusaku, you have friends that are relying on you too, referring to like Blue Angel, Ghost Girl, things like that, Yusaku replies back by saying, that must be nice, and this is kind of the inspiration for him to stand up. So I think it's just kind of the fact that, obviously the Ignis was created from parts of his personality that he's kind of lacking now, so Ignis is able to make friends, so it must be nice to have friends like that in Yusaku's mind. So I think maybe after this event, his personality might change, because I'm sticking with the fact that he has lightened up on Ignis. However, how much of Ignis's story is truth? Because obviously Revolver's father has to be right a little tiny bit. There must be a reason why he's got so much doubt in his mind over the AIs. He must have seen something or heard something from them that put his mind in such jeopardy about this situation. So I still don't think the Ignises are all good. We have a nice moment after this, after Yusaku stands up as well, where he laughs and Ignis asks him, well, why are you laughing? He says, well, in this kind of situation when all hope is lost, you only really can laugh. You've got to see the bright side of things. If you're just going to be completely miserable, what a way to go out. You might as well, you know, smile, stand up for yourself. Good lesson. Now, I actually want to point out one of my favourite shots of this episode. It's where Yusaku's doing his desperation draw. He needs to get something. And we have Ignis sitting on top of his deck, like praying that he gets the good card. And I just really like that shot. I thought it was really good. So that was my shot of the episode, if you will. And then after this, Yusaku manages to make a play with only one monster so that he can Link summon a Link 1 monster that'll keep him alive from being attacked by 2 of the monsters. And then he's set another card face down, so he should have some plays to do that. Now, I thought he was completely shut out of Link summoning, but I'm guessing that one of the Link monsters that Revolver had pointed into one of his zones. I actually couldn't bother to go check, so that was probably why he was able to Link summon again. I thought he'd completely shut him down from Link summoning, but I guess I was wrong. There was something definitely pointed into their zone. But coming out of this episode, though, I will have to say that drop plane wedge card seems very strong. The fact that you can halve damage twice and then you can't get attacked or be affected by effects for like however many turns you discarded stuff. So, yeah, I thought it was quite a powerful card. Also, Revolver's Ace Monster, Gamlar Dragon, is really powerful as well, so that was really awesome. I do like this duel. This duel is really cool. I like sort of the heavy attacks that are going on in each other. I feel really invested in this duel as well. I really want Yusaku to win. I wouldn't mind if Revolver won. It could be a nice little fresh take on this, but obviously that won't happen. But yeah, enjoyed the episode. I'd love to know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Is there anything that you didn't like? Are there any misplays you might have noticed? Could somebody have won in the meantime? But other than that, guys, let me know what you thought in the comment section below, and thank you very much for watching. Check out the t-shirts. It's for sale. Huh.